Hey everyone, and welcome to week 50 of the OLED burn-in test. This is a weekly burn-in test that I run on my 65-inch C9 OLED. You can see the model name just here, OLED 65 C9 PLA. Just down below UTT, which is the hours used, so you can see it's 1886. OFFRS is the mini pixel refresh count, so we've run that 343 times automatically in the background. The last one was run on 1884 hours, and one major pixel refresh was run on 151 hours. So it will be coming up to the second major pixel refresh, the automatic one, soon. So I'll just exit out and restart the test. Okay, so usage for the past week has been mainly gaming. There has been a little bit of sports usage as well, but it's been mainly gaming and the odd movie. There was one or two football games as well. Apart from that, it's literally all been gaming. So as you can see from the hours from last week, there wasn't actually a major difference. Not that many hours have actually been added on. However, obviously for the purposes of full disclosure, just go through what was basically used on the set. For those of you watching for the first time, perhaps, firstly, welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for watching. The purpose of these tests is just to keep track of real world usage of a OLED panel. This is a 2019 onwards panel. It was purchased in February of 2020. However, being a C9 obviously is officially a 2019 model. In terms of when it was actually produced, I'm not sure on the exact time period of between 2019 and 2020. Now, since basically purchasing this back in February of 2020, this set's been, it is a secondary set. So obviously we have a living room TV, and then this is basically sort of the movie room. It's been used for gaming and sports primarily. The majority of that 1,800 odd hours is gaming. I'd probably say in the region of 12 to 1,300. And then the next biggest portion would probably be sports, and then after that it's basically movies and TV shows. This set is used every Fridays. Basically we like to watch a movie every Friday, and basically this is the movie set. Obviously we have our soundbar set up and everything in here as well, but basically because it's the second set, this is where the PlayStation's hooked up, and basically all the gaming's happened on this. Majority of that gaming was also just in one game, Fortnite initially. Recently, basically my son's just got completely bored of Fortnite, so he has switched it up and he's playing some different types of games. All of them still have head-up displays, as do all the sports content. Basically you always have a scorecard and a timer at the very minimum. Usually they have their own branded logo in one of the corners as well. So the idea behind these tests is just to show everybody week by week exactly how the panel's reacting. Initially, I believe I started it on around week 7. Since then, I may have missed the odd one here and there, but I've been recording it every week. It doesn't go out the same week for the simple reason that initially I didn't actually start publishing the video straight away, and because of that there's a backlog. So this is being filmed on Saturday the 30th of January, but obviously you might see this sometime in February or March, just because I like to release these once every week. In terms of issues or anything like that, I don't really have any. Panel has been pretty much perfect right from the start. For anybody interested, on my channel there's a video how to avoid OLED burn-in. In that I give tips and tricks in terms of how best to set your setup depending on what your usage is. But basically once you've done that, you don't really need to worry too much about it. Everything kind of just takes care of itself. As I showed at the start of the video with regards to the pixel refresher, that pretty much, because it runs in the background after every 4 hours of consecutive use, whenever you switch it off, the TV is just kind of fixing itself, so you don't really need to worry too much about it. There are a few things that you can do whilst the set is switched on, and obviously initially when you get any new set, OLED, plasma, whatever, you always want to be a little mindful with it for the first couple of hours, just while first couple of 100 hours, just whilst it settles in. But beyond that, basically it's been pretty much perfect, and as you can see, don't really have any real banding issues. One thing that I did notice, and obviously this is where full disclosure does come in, on certain scenes it doesn't show up in any of these tests, and I can't really replicate it with any content either. I don't think I'll be able to pick it up, but I did watch a couple of low-res, so basically just HD movies. I think it would have been from Amazon Prime, and I did notice in some of the scenes that there was 3 vertical bands going across the screen. Sorry, horizontal bands, so not vertical bands, horizontal bands. Now these only showed up in old movies, so these were basically sort of classic movies that I'd seen but the kids hadn't seen, so it was worth a second watch. And obviously these are sort of probably filmed in maybe even 4:3 and then remastered to 16:9, so I don't know whether it was literally just a case of those particular films on that particular streaming service had an issue, because I can't replicate this in any of the tests that I do. But basically what I ended up with was, just along here, I ended up with 3 very, very faint bars, and it only showed up in certain content, like certain scenes, mainly the dark scenes, but it wasn't consistent even throughout the movie. So certain scenes it would have it, and then other scenes it wouldn't. So that is literally the only sort of thing that I've noticed. And basically when it comes to the panel, I'm always looking out for it, because generally my son uses the TV more right now during the week. Whenever we're watching anything on the weekends or whatever, I do tend to just look out to see if there is anything that I can spot, and that's literally the only thing in almost a year now. So in a couple of weeks time we'll be coming up to 1 year's worth of ownership, and literally 3 very, very faint lines that, as you can see, I can't replicate it in this test. I've tried to set the GH5 as best as I could. Okay, and that is the test complete. So until next time, thank you very much for watching.